My eyes pop open at 3:58 in the morning. No alarm, no snooze, no mercy. By 4:20, I'm pounding an 80-degree Houston street. At 5:30, I'm rolling the first Uber ride of the day. Uber isn't my destiny, it's a season. And the only reason I'm not a puddle of stress is a set of routines I rebuild with every single sunrise. Hey there, you productivity-loving, clarity-craving, action-taking rock star. I'm Mark Struczewski, also known as Mr. Productivity. And if you're feeling scattered or stuck, buckle up. I'm about to give you a full tour of my 4 a.m. club, the movement, the meals, and the mindset habits that keep me sane while juggling coaching and an early morning Uber shift. Why routines matter when life gets messy. Monday through Friday, I drive for Uber from 5:30 until around 10 a.m. It's a cash flow bridge, not my forever plan. Chaos on the calendar demands clarity in my habits. Otherwise, the day owns me. These routines are how I own it back. Now, before I talk about the 4 a.m. routine, I've got to rewind a few years ago and explain how I got into this predicament. I was never a morning person. And then I happened to read Robin Sharma's book, The 5 a.m. Club. I highly recommend this book to everyone. It's a parable, which is a story with a point. It's a story with lots of lessons. So go pick up Robin Sharma's book, The 5 a.m. Club. So once I became a member of the 5 a.m. Club, I saw a video from Robin Sharma who says he's now getting up at 4 a.m. And I told myself, I'm never going to get up at 4 a.m. That is stinking nuts. Guess who gets up at 4 a.m. now? 7 days a week. Not only that, but I've woken up alarm-free for more than 2 years at 4 a.m., which is absolutely insane. I get up, I hydrate, and by 4:20, I'm out the door for a 2-mile run. Takes me about 24 minutes through the humid pre-dawn air. Why do I run at 4:20 in the morning when normal people are asleep? Because if I ran at the end of my Uber shift, it would be like 1,000,000 degrees outside. Quick cautionary tale. If I skimp on water, I get something called exercise-induced hematuria. Yes, visible dark urine right after the run. When the bladder is nearly empty and you jostle it for 2 miles, a little blood leaks in. So drinking 16 to 20 ounces of water with a pinch of salt before the run, no red, no problem. If you ever see repeated blood, please go see a doctor. Do not mess around with this. At 4:45 a.m., I hit what I lovingly call a Houston cold shower. Ice cold by Southern standards, tepid anywhere else. 4:55 means 25 to 30 grams of protein. Sometimes it's hard-boiled eggs. Sometimes it's, leftover steak or a quick protein shake. The source doesn't matter. The macro does. By 5:05, I'm pacing around to complete my Apple Watch's 30-minute exercise ring. Also part of my morning routine is what's known as a deep squat. If you've ever seen a young child when they're squatting, you'll notice how low their butt goes to the ground. As we age and we become sedentary, we can't get our butt that low to the ground unless we're actually on the ground. So I read a book called Built to Move. And one of the exercise it gives is a 4-minute squat. It's exactly what you think it is. You squat for 4 minutes. Now, the first time I did this, my body goes, hey, piece of cake. The second day, my body goes, whoa, dude, are we going to do this every day? I've been doing it every day for over 500 days in a row now. It makes a huge difference. My body thanks me all day. That's how good it is. And because we were created to move, not to sit behind screens or phones, they are screens too, I set a daily goal of 15,000 steps. Quite often, I exceed it by a lot. The run is only the opening act. Now, before the car leaves the driveway for my first Uber drive of the day, I read one chapter of the Bible while the audio version plays in my ears. Dual input, double retention. Then I crack open my pocket moleskin. I jot last night's sleep stats, total hours, REM, deep sleep, core sleep. I record my run for the day, the temperature, the humidity, the daily streak number, closing in on 2,900 days in a row. Finally, I write my goals in the as-if tense. I have 2,000 email subscribers, not I hope to have 2,000 email subscribers. The brain loves certainty. Sunrise in late July hits Houston around 6:40 in the morning. Remember, I start driving for Uber at 5:30, so I don't get my sun exposure until I'm finished with my shift. I go out there for 5 to 15 minutes, no sunscreen, vitamin D directly into my bloodstream. I even kick off my shoes, plant those bare feet of mine in the grass, and read a print book for at least 10 minutes. That's called grounding, also known as earthing. Fresh air, sunlight, ink on paper, call it a triple reset. Now, confession time. Breath work is my weak link. One round of box breathing beats zero. And some mornings, that's all I manage. I'm experimenting, and you're invited to build the habit with me. Now, let me tell you what happened a few weeks ago. July 18th, to be exact. 11 a.m. to be even more exacter. I demolished the last 4 cookies in the house. That was my line in the sand. I hate wasting food. That's why I ate them. I ditched the standard American diet, the abbreviation SAD, which is really sad, and switched to whole foods, fruits, veggies, nuts, legumes, quality protein. I'll still allow myself an occasional treat, but occasional means once, not a whole weekend free-for-all. Okay, let's fast forward to how I approach bedtime. Movement, this is really important. Movement stays minimal in the last 4 to 5 hours of the day. Now, if you're a night owl, maybe you can get away with a really brisk walk or a run or a bike ride or a swim in the last 4 to 5 hours before bedtime. It ain't working for me. So 4 to 5 hours before bedtime, I kind of ease off all the strenuous movement. I have a 6 p.m. food curfew, but even before that, I have a 1 p.m. curfew for my evil Diet Coke. Now, if you hate Diet Coke, save your hate email. I know it's not good for me. It's my one pleasure. I love Diet Coke. I do cut it off at 1 o'clock because of the caffeine. And I look at it this way. Pleasure with a boundary equals peace. Agree or disagree, I still appreciate you. I am genuinely lights out and asleep by 8:45. Consistent early rise demands an equally disciplined wind down. Now, I track sleep stages, like I said, awake time, REM, core, deep sleep. I'm really nerdy. I even write down the hours I'm actually sleeping, the total length of time I'm sleeping. I record my run metrics, my 5K steps, my caffeine windows, my sun minutes. Some of these are in my pocket journal. Some of these are on the Apple Health app because numbers keep me honest. And remember, I'm Mr. Productivity, not Mr. Perfection. Breathwork gaps, whole food tweaks, sun versus skin balance. Every day is an experiment. So here's my question for you. Are you ready to audit the single routine that's costing you clarity? Well, you can book your free, did he say free? He did say free. Book your free 15-minute clarity sprint call. The link is in the show notes, and we'll break the bottleneck together. Remember, consistency beats complexity every single rise. Bounce on, rock star.